Whoa. I wish. Ooh, where am I? Did I hack JR's brain? Hello and welcome back to another editing analysis video. Last month we broke down Sam Coulter's Music Bed commercial, and you guys seem to really like that, so we're gonna do another editing analysis video featuring the very innovative filmmaker JR Alli, who came out with a video featuring Egypt. Without further ado, let's break down this short little video right from the beginning. Alright, I'm gonna have to pause 3 seconds in. You could tell a lot by video by its sound effects, and it starts off right away with some really clean, crisp sound effects. Those sound effects stand out way more than clean, crisp video. Like, you could take pretty cool, clean videos with your phone these days, but getting nice sound effects, that's something, and that's gonna be an ongoing theme in this video. The biggest drop off in audience retention is in the first few seconds, so this part is really crucial. As you can see, this little montage here has a glitchy overlay. It's real easy to do. Find a glitchy video, you can find that on YouTube or on Video Blocks. Find that video, put it on top, and under opacity there's blend modes, and select lighten or screen, and you get this effect. He also gets pretty creative with his sound effects. You know, you hear a riser in the beginning, and then you hear this horse neighing, which a horse never neighs when it's running. So, and then you had this like reverb going on with it as well. It's kind of like this like dream sequence. It really reminds me of Nomads of Mongolia's intro as well, where there's a horse neighing. Fun fact, the music for both videos were done by the same person, Max LL. He's done a lot of really epic travel videos. These again are just different blend modes. This is a really simple foreground wipe transition, and if you're curious to learn how to do it, I have a link in the description below. But you know, just like any transition, they're easy to do, but the execution is really important, and that's where JR Alli continuously shines. This is the big transition that most people are talking about, and you know what? I am not going to break it down, actually, because JR Alli just came out with a video about an hour ago showing us how he did it. So go ahead and check that video out. This little swervy thing, it's they're all like in-camera transitions. He kind of touches upon this a couple times in the video, but if you want to see a video that gets really crazy with it, there's this video. It's called Something Shanghai. It's by JT Singh. It's also in the video description below. It takes it to a whole nother level. Here's a little screen replacement sequence. It could be done in a multitude of ways, including the same technique that you would use for the masking foreground wipe transition earlier. You could just mask out the little TV frame by frame. You could also use a plugin like Mocha Pro that could save you some time, but it costs some money, and the most common way is masking it frame by frame. That's a little dolly zoom effect where you're going forward but you're zooming out in post. It creates this little warpy feeling, a little bit surreal. Here's a period of time where there's no crazy transitions, but it is also a time where you could probably take away your biggest lesson of the video, and that is the art of montages. When it comes to montages, clips need to make sense. It's not just completely random clips. They need to match, otherwise it just gets messy. And the more ways they match, the better. What do I mean by matching? They can match in color, in shape, in luminance, in camera motion, camera angle, color. Did I mention color? Subject matter, cause and effect, sound effects, and many more ways. The list of categories is huge, but you gotta be cognizant of all that when you're making a montage. Here he matches the subject. It's pretty much the exact same shot in 2 different settings. Here he matches by color, by sound effect, by motion of the object. They're both a bit wavy, and they're both in the same setting. Here he matches through subject matter, people, sound effects, people, camera angle. Every crazy effect inherently takes away the audience's attention from the story and onto the editing. And that's not a good thing unless the effect is done purposely so that it adds to the story. Like JR Alli in his Japan Dreams video, he had this crazy effect going on because it fits with Japan's like modern society. Just like in other Japan videos, Vincent Urban uses glitchy effects, Brandon Lee uses glitchy sound effects, Oliver Astralago uses also sound effects in his Japan video. That's normal for a video done on Japan, just like it's acceptable for JR Alli to have these crazy hieroglyphic visual effects because it's based on the premise of a dream. Here he masked in some lights, and he also masked out the side of the door for a foreground wipe transition, and it's also a match cut because the subject matter is the same. It's the same tuk-tuk. This right here is called a hyperlapse. You're going to see a lot more of it later on in this video. If you don't know what a hyperlapse is or you don't feel comfortable creating them, I highly recommend checking out a video I made that shows 2 main techniques on creating hyperlapses: photo hyperlapses and video hyperlapses, single point and multifocal point. So he masked out the ball and he did this crash zoom transition. It's a little bit different than normal crash zoom transitions because the side's a bit warpy. And by normal crash zoom transitions, I mean just zooming in and adding a motion blur. But this is a little bit different. And word on the street is that he uses, let me take a look 1 second. It's a preset pack with like hundreds of transitions, and it's called Handy Seamless Transitions. And that's how he probably did the crash zoom effect. Match cuts with pan. Alright, so this hieroglyphic effect, I've never done it before, but I'm pretty sure I know how to do it. I assume that you go to After Effects and you use the pen tool to draw whatever you want, and then you use a glow effect. You just apply glow in After Effects, and then you apply generate stroke. And there's a bunch of other effects that you could do to make it more realistic, more believable. You could apply an effect called radial fast blur, and over here he uses an anamorphic lens flare, and the doors open through masking again. Now we have another one of those crash zoom effects, hyperlapses. Yep, so check out the hyperlapse tutorial if you want to learn how to do that. And these are all like in-camera transitions and whip pans. And that's a foreground wipe with someone walking through. Cool, that wraps up the video. Really sweet video, and it's really fun breaking down his video because they're so innovative and they're not really similar to other videos because JR Alli really has his own style. So if you want to be like JR Alli, don't be like JR Alli by copying exactly what he does. Be like JR Alli in blazing your own trail and creating your own style. And how do you do that? Well, I would say that one way to start is to really find videos that speak to you and then break them down, and then take different bits of each and create something of your own. Like, I'm sure JR Alli sources inspiration through many different artists. I think I remember seeing one of his old videos and he says that he sources inspiration through anime. For me, I source a lot of my inspiration on Vimeo. One of the artists that I look up to a lot, Brandon Lee, he came out with a video called So Wave. And I've been itching to kind of break down that video. So if you want to see a breakdown of that video, subscribe and I might come out with it in like a week or two. In the meantime, I got a bunch of other tutorials coming up, and if there's any other video you want me to break down, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.